Everybody knows that all the people don't have liberties, all the people don't have freedom, all the people don't have justice, and all the people don't have power, so that means none of us do.
Jello Biafra for the Independent Media Center and the camcorder, Treat Jihad.
The only thing that's going to stop this is a militant demonstration against the city of San Francisco.
Hey, hey!
The movement is intending to fill the streets and reclaim the streets and reclaim the spaces that have been absolutely hijacked.
I think there's a lot of people here for how freezing cold it is out here. I'm really excited. I did not think there was going to be this many people. I'm just totally pumped.
What we're doing here now that the elections are over, we're standing here in this corner, and I hope there's people all over the country making sure that some of the promises that have been made are followed up on, and it's not time to take a nap right now and forget about it all. And not only that the promises are followed up on, but that we end the war in Iraq, that we work with the poor, that we work with other countries, that we make a change that impacts the lives of everybody, gay, straight, black, white, the world around us. Because right now we've been a terrible example to the world, and now it's an opportunity to change that and do whatever we have to do. And we just hope that this administration, that not so much this administration, but we will get off our butts and make sure that something happens now that we have the opportunity to make it happen.
Seeming to be the chimes of freedom flashing, flashing for the warriors whose strength is not to fight, flashing for the refugees on the unarmed road of flight.
January 18th, 2009, and we're here at the entrance to Borderfield State Park, which is a California state park located at the very southwesternmost part of the United States. And we'll be huddling up and then hiking out to the beach here shortly. And overlooking the beach is a famous park called Friendship Park that's right on the international border and is a historic meeting place where families from San Diego and Tijuana have gathered for generations to visit with each other through the border fence. People gather there if they're separated by immigration status. Maybe somebody in the United States is waiting immigration hearings and can't return to Mexico, or maybe there's somebody who's here on conditions of residency that don't allow them to return to Mexico. And they have family members in Mexico who can't come into the United States. So this is a place where these kinds of families have been able to get together. And on a typical summer weekend, you'd see dozens of families sitting down on top of that last seaside mesa, or even down on the beach and eating together through the fence, sharing a picnic meal, flying kites. So we're heading out there this afternoon to celebrate communion. Every day is different and we don't quite know what to expect, but if the pattern holds, we would be approached at some point by Border Patrol and told that we're not permitted to go up on top of Monument Mesa, that it's now a construction zone, that it's unsafe to be there, and that the public is not permitted. That may or may not happen. If it does happen, a number of us are committed to pursue, to just carry on. We intend to serve communion right there at the monument, on top of Monument Mesa, Friendship Park, as we've been doing for many, many months, and as families have been gathering at this place for generations. I wish I could detail for you precisely what consequence this act of civil disobedience would entail. I'm not a lawyer, and so I want to issue that disclaimer. We're led to believe that there are possibilities that we would be cited Another possibility is that we would be charged with trespassing on federal property. Those are the best guesses of lawyers that I've consulted with, and so you should be aware that if you decide to carry on up onto the mesa with us, that might be a possibility. Last Sunday was the first time that we were specifically asked to leave. So a Border Patrol agent, very professional and courteous, approached us and told us that we were not permitted to be here. We told him we were aware of that we were staying anyway, and we went ahead and celebrated communion as we have been doing for the last 6 months. So we don't know exactly what today holds in store. Technically, we're not supposed to be there. Technically, though, we're not supposed to pass anything through the fence either. They tell us that's a customs violation. So we're doing a number of things that, out of principle and conscience, that right now we're not supposed to do according to the law.
Viene aquí su familia, ¿no? Su esposa, ¿me puede decir que cómo?
Mi esposa vive con mis hijos. Yo fui deportado hace 5 meses.
Si nos prohíben el acceso, vamos a regresar aquí a la playa para celebrar aquí. Pero ahorita vamos al monumento si quieren acompañarnos. Bienvenidos, Our immigration policy makes no distinction between a place like this that was dedicated for the purpose of international friendship and any other place along the U.S.-Mexico border. Our government is committed to building walls and more walls and more walls, no matter what the nature and the character of the place. So this is the great tragedy of our immigration policy. It's the great tragedy of Friendship Park, and why Friendship Park has become such a symbol for so many of us. Tell me your name. Kelly, the body of Christ broken, and we're going to have to go blood of Christ shed for you. Your name? Nicole, the body of Christ broken, blood of Christ.
The Border Patrol and DHS had an official meeting with Congressman Susan Davis on January 6th. And up until that point, we'd gotten very little information from the Department of Homeland Security about what their plans were. But we were given access at one point to a blueprint plan of the park and what they had in mind for the park. And at that time, they had told us that they were going to create the fence and build a little gate into the fence so that the public would retain access to this park, because they are aware that this park was dedicated by Pat Nixon in 1971 as a park that was specifically for friendship between Mexico and the United States. And I know they're aware of that. On January 6th, they made an announcement during this border tour with Susan Davis that they were no longer planning to have public access to the park.
You know, I never know. You never know. So I've learned to never be surprised one way or the other about what gets communicated from Border Patrol. I think they're on, you know, the ground is sort of shifting beneath their feet too. They're sort of making up this new policy as they go along. So, you know, week by week, we've gotten very different interpretations of events from the different agents.
It's now on its way of being bisected by 3 walls. But the spirit of Friendship Park continues, and the efforts of Reverend John Fanistil is a good example to support.
We're offering a kind of counter-narrative, I guess you could say, that there are people who've been coming here for generations, families and people coming on the weekends, friends, peacefully coming together to enjoy the park for peaceful purposes. And what we hear from Border Patrol and what we hear continuously in the media is that this is a site of danger. This is a spot where drug dealers and human traffickers use regularly to commit crimes. And as you can see, that's not the case. And when I've been out here, I've never seen that. And I've been out here a lot. I spend a lot of time out here during the week, weekdays, weekends, evenings, and it's not a dangerous place.
Do you have any thoughts about the upcoming change from Bush to Obama, and like any hopes for the future in terms of this spot here?
Well, you know, I wish I had more hope, you know, but border communities have been devastated by Democratic and Republican administrations. It was the Clinton administration that launched Operation Gatekeeper. It was the Bush administration that perpetuated the war against migrants and the state of siege in border communities. I hope that with Obama, we will have an opportunity to dialogue, to drive the message home that the border is not a place that needs to be militarized, that needs to be damaged and destroyed.
I think he's going to take on the economy first. I have a lot of hope in Janet Napolitano. I know that she has rational policies about the fence. I know she's got a lot of people in border states who she's listening to. Collins, for example, from Maine, has articulated a very similar kind of position that, you know, that there's a lot of complexity around these border regions and around border fences. There's a lot of multi-use going on. It's not simply a criminal enterprise standing next to a fence. And so I'm not sure.
There's a lot of other things on the plate, you know, for the incoming administration. So I have no illusion that it's going to be a rapid response or a quick remedy, but I am hopeful that somewhere in the coming months or within the first year of the administration that they might, you know, really do a fundamental revisit of the whole border enforcement policy, and that they would revisit plans to shut down, you know, places like this. So I'm optimistic, cautiously optimistic.
We need to ensure that that our message continues to be heard. And I hope that there will be a receptive ear in the White House, and that's the only hope that I have, really.
You know, it's a new political day, and that could mean that there's you know, the hopes that I have could happen. I really think that Friendship Park, I mean, most of the project is done. Friendship Park is kind of the last hope here, and I really think there is still hope for Friendship Park, even though they've demolished you know, a lot in the last couple of weeks. I think if we keep coming here, and it seems that DHS's strategy has been to let us do our thing and not create a big ruckus. So I think we're going to keep coming here, and either eventually it'll have to create a big ruckus, or they'll just let us keep coming here, and then the park will be open. So I'm hopeful about that.
Important message, so listen very carefully.
So if you're watching this and you like this program, maybe you can help.
Maybe you make videos or know someone who does. Someone who's involved with a local struggle and wants to document that struggle. Or maybe someone who's already making short little documentaries and wants more opportunities to get the word out about what they're doing. There's more details about this project at newsreel.indymedia.org. Help spread the word.
Thanks for your help and thanks for watching. Bye.
So you're back now?
Oh, I've been back. Yeah, I'm waiting on the gas man to come put my gas on. I don't have no gas. I got light and water, but no gas. I called them people and told them I paid them, you know, my bill. My bill wasn't due. I hadn't got a bill. I hadn't got a water bill. I'm not going to much worry about it.
All right.
They ain't something in there.
All right. So you didn't get very much damage then?
Yeah, I got like that. And my step collapsed, my pole porch collapsed, and in the back there, FEMA came and took pictures of it.
When are you supposed to get gas?
I don't know. I've been back 4 weeks and I ain't got no gas on now. See, this building here gets cold. Can't bathe in cold water.
All right.
Sure can't. They riding around in these trucks and they even got flag one of them down and waiting next week. Why waiting next week? They don't wait next week to get their money.
These cats are all hurricane survivors?
Oh yeah. I got a bunch of them.
I've got
both time a day and they still be hungry. My brother up in age, he's 70, he's 72 and I'm 70. And I see now gas truck pass by here. Some people got gas and some don't.
FEMA's not doing nothing for me.
Yeah,
and,
but you didn't really lose anything, right?
Right, but I'm the type of person that I couldn't wait on them, so I got me a job.
Right.
So I've been working.
Yeah.
You know, but like my friends around there, I've been in their house. It's kind of their water did them bad. Everybody on a low level. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And across the street, they tore their roof off a little bit. The gentleman stay right there in that house right there. He got like 2 feet because his house is 4 feet high.
Right.
So it was 6 feet.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? So he got 2 feet off in his house. So that was good right there. But everybody else, they got 6 feet. 6 feet. 6 feet of water.
Last hurricane we had was Hurricane Carla, the worst one I thought it was, in '61. Okay, well this one right here, man, was enough to make everybody come together, man.
Right.
You know. I mean, all the scars and the offenses that they did before the hurricane, everybody's embracing now. It's a fairly quiet and close neighborhood here. You know, I mean, born on the island, seemed like, well, actually, the majority of us are born on the island, so we've been in this neighborhood for years. You know, for years. Like Peg.
Generational. You got Andy's living next to the people. Yeah, the whole family. It's a family block.
Precisely, man. And it's beautiful, man. It's lovely. It's good.
You got back into your house the day they let people back, or you
no, because they was like the mold was in there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
The mold was in there. So what we did was we stayed at the shelter, and we came to the house and we cleaned up. My wife and I, we cleaned up, and then we left the shelter, left the house, go back to the shelter, stayed there, you know, and things. And then every day we come and clean up. So finally, it took about 3 or 4 days to clean up. Red Cross, oh man, it's a blessing, man. I mean, I'm talking about, man. These guys here, man, stepped up, man. You know, 3 meals a day, showers. Oh man, I mean, it was like it was a miracle.
We just got hit by a big deluge of customers, and our clients obviously need some more food, so we're just restocking right now. We should be ready to go to the next stop in about, I'd say about 5 minutes or so.
Yeah. How many people is this truck feeding every day?
Boy, anywhere from 100 to 300.
That's a meal. It's like each meal?
Yeah, that's per meal. Yeah. 300.
So like make it like 500, 800.
Right.
For the day?
600.
For the day?
Yeah. Each one of these holds about 50 servings. That holds about 120. That's where the meat is. Today that was pulled pork. And we had mashed potatoes. Now we have string beans and applesauce. So that we serve one. You take one of these cameras here, and we have a stew. As I say, we're kind of getting caught up here.
That's all right. Just do what you need. Do what you guys need to do to keep feeding people.
Okay.
You want to talk?
Yeah, I'm talking.
Well, what do you want to talk about? That's what I want to talk about. Whatever you want to talk about.
Why it's taking so long for everything. No, housing. What they're going to do with the mothers that's here with their children. You know, children, they don't mind being here because we do have a roof over our head, but yet still they're ready to be stable.
What have they told you as far as how long it's going to take?
FEMA haven't told me nothing. Well, I was waiting on a letter for my grandmother to fax it, proving that I was in her household at the time of the storm. Now that it's all done, I'm still waiting on FEMA. My house is demolished. I'm trying to relocate. I'm supposed to be a new grandmother.
Congratulations.
And I want to go where my daughter is, in Houston.
Right.
And relocate, start my life all over. You know, change. I need somewhere to stay for me and my daughter. My house is knocking down my auntie house.
And is she here too?
No, my aunt is with her daughter. My grandmother is with my cousin.
And how's it been here? This is a pretty different living situation.
But Red Cross is very good. They do the best. They have done the best. They can since I've been here.
And this has been going on for like over a month now.
Over a month.
You take one, I'll take one.
Take this off?
Yeah, get it.
Just regular
unleaded gas.
I'll be able to put it in
My
there.
bus uses diesel, so unless I'm using my generator, I don't need it.
Yeah. What's up, Mike? All the gas, but need one of these back. I clicked on these today.
If you don't, that's all right. I bought this stuff with money that was given to me to help people down here. And I was on my way out of town. So, there you go.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
That's cruise right there.
Mobile broadcast news.
There's a negotiator, police not wearing the riot gear. He's wearing like a hat with a little badge on it, and then.
Whose school? Our school. Whose war? Their war. 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 Whose school? Our school.
At least counter recruitment in a sense is truthful recruitment. You know, they have all these brochures that glorify the war. Like, they have pictures of Apaches and M16s, and they don't talk about the PTSD or none of the depleted uranium. So we're here to say that we actually want to educate people before they start talking to the recruiters.
I mean, they just announced in the mainstream press, it was either PI or the Times yesterday, that they were going to cut $600 million from the community college and the university budget in the state of Washington. And yet the Pentagon just announced that, or they just passed the Pentagon budget of over $600 billion. So there's hundreds of billions of dollars for the military, but yet we're saying we have to cut, you know, funding for community colleges and universities. It's outrageous. And this is the way, a concrete way for students to try to make it a no-go zone for recruiters to come onto our campuses. What we can do to try to stop this war.
Yeah, we've got a poll going here, military off of Seattle Central. We're letting the students decide. I mean, this is an institution that's blatantly racist and sexist and homophobic. I mean, they go and prey on communities of color, on poorer communities. And I mean, that's why they're here at Seattle Central Community College, because people need funding for school. And they're going to try to lie to people saying they're actually going to get any money at all. I mean, it's completely ridiculous. What they're really here to do is to send people over to Iraq and Afghanistan because the wars are failing and they need more warm bodies to catch bullets.
Before the walkout in 2005, they used to publicly announce that they were going to come, and then after we kicked them off campus, they started not announcing it. And now I think today marks a time when they think they can actually openly announce it. So the Coast Guard and the Navy, and we thought there were going to be 3 other branches, were all planning on being here. And so we want to make sure that anytime they publicly say that they're going to be here, that they know that there's going to be counter recruiters. So that hopefully, we wanted to make it a no-go zone on campus, where recruiters do not feel comfortable to come and lie to students.
I mean, this t-shirt here is a picture from the Associated Press back in 2005, when 300 students surrounded the U.S. Army. They were told by the school administration not to show up because there would be a protest. They showed up anyway. And we just said, enough is enough. We're here to learn. And I think they've gotten a little too confident about their position on the school. We gotta remind them what actually happens here, that students run the school, not the military.
Oh, join the military, learn a trade, get college money, see the world, wear a uniform, earn respect. There's other ways to earn respect, you know? There's other ways to be a patriot. You don't just have to wear a uniform to be a patriot. That's not the only way you serve your country. The thing is that we always feel like if they're going to be occupying a whole bunch of other countries like Iraq and Afghanistan, then we're going to occupy their table and disrupt their business as usual, you know? Yeah. I mean, do you ever think about this stuff? Does it ever like click in your head? You mentioned that. Do you ever say, "Oh my God"? Do you ever just wake up one morning and say, "Oh my God," you know? I'm actually like contributing to the war machine.
I mean, the reality, it's like there's going
You ever think about that? I mean, that's just a question. You actually just wake up one morning and say, damn, you know, I'm responsible for sending like somebody's young son or daughter to go fight in the war. Does it even like flip like a conscience, you know? Like, does it ever like get the head spinning on top?
Are you told to not respond to him when he asks a question, or not respond to anyone?
Not at all. But it's just ridiculous. I mean, you have to really think about this.
I don't agree with the institution. That's why I don't want them here, because I don't want people, I don't want, my friends and colleagues who are here learning, trying to better their future, to go into the military. If they go into the military, I have a friend who lost an eye in the military, and his face is all scarred up, and, you could lose an arm, you could do this or that, and even that, but just like mental scarring. Like, it's not worth the risk for the money for college. I don't think they're presenting that case very well. So I'm here trying to make sure that my friends don't go to the military.
And in the U.S. military...
You really don't have the right to harass her. You have the right to harass her. You do not have the right.
I'm not harassing her. I'm giving her the facts on what...
She's not going to say.
I'm talking to her about depleted uranium. I'm talking to her about depleted uranium. I'm telling you too. I'm talking to her about depleted uranium.
And I don't think they should be coming to an institution where people is trying to get educated. So they shouldn't even be here recruiting people to go and kill more people. So they just shouldn't be here.
I think what was really good about today was that, I mean, we were able to organize this in just a span of a few days. And, before, as I mentioned before the walkout in 05, before that we had 4 or 5 people passing out flyers against the recruiters, something we try to do on a regular basis. This happened just in a matter of a few days, and we had a number of people with kids talking to people, posing an alternative to the military. And I think they've seen that there are many people on this campus that don't support them, and hopefully they keep that in mind the next time they want to come here again.
Oh, cool, thank you.
It's okay to kill in the name of democracy. And dictators are swill if they like the smell of American money. If someone get me sick, I wanna